Yakuza Like a Dragon. Looking forward to hearing more about it, and I'm glad that it's still so fun and engaging 30 hours in. That's actually really encouraging.
It's because they just keep gradually adding more systems to the game instead of just being like, here's everything.
Mm-hmm.
But not in a bad way like Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah. Yeah, more
it's
in
like you're 50 hours in and it's like, all right, here's a new mechanic. No! What are you doing?
Final Fantasy 13 catches a lot of flack for a lot of different reasons. But I also liked, I mean, maybe it could have gone a little faster, but I liked how he added on its systems too.
Yeah, I like Final Fantasy 13. I don't know what everybody's problem is. Like Lightning, yeah, she's kind of, but
I think that's what it was. I didn't care too much. I didn't care about the story really at all. It didn't even really click with me until you get to that open world part towards the end.
Yeah, I just wanted to grab some Eidolons.
Yeah.
And some of them.
Yeah.
But, look, I just want to go on a tangent real quick.
Tangent away, my friend.
Yeah, people were complaining about 13. Oh, it's just a corridor. But the same people will praise 10, which was the exact same thing. It's literally like they put a tracer over Final Fantasy 10 and was like, okay, this is 13 now. We're going to throw different characters in there. Because 10 is literally just a corridor. You're going to the next area, going to the next area. And then you finally get to this big open area, the Calm Lands, or what is it in 13?
Oh, hell. Don't ask me. I don't remember anymore.
It's not Cocoon. Maybe it's Cocoon. I don't fucking know. The place where the Adamantoids be running around.
I think it says a lot that you remember the name of the area in Final Fantasy X, a game that came out a lot longer ago, and you don't remember the name of the area in Final Fantasy 13.
This is true. But I've played Final Fantasy X like 18 fucking times. So
I think that also says a lot.
I love that.
How many times you go back and replay Final Fantasy 13?
I haven't. But I should.
I guess that says a lot as well. Maybe the reason why people didn't notice the hallway in Final Fantasy X, and this is just me speculating based off, my personal experience, is the story just wasn't good in 13. Like, think about it. If you're reading a really good book, you're not going to notice your surroundings so much, But with 13, you get bored immediately and look up and go, why are we in this hallway?
Right. Yeah, I get it.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But I agree with you. Like, that is a criticism for people who haven't thought long enough to really hone in their real criticism, or it's a nitpick in a sea of legitimate criticisms. Mm-hmm. So I agree with you. Just because it's a hallway doesn't necessarily make it a bad game. But again, the expectation set, because remember, that was the follow-up to 12. 12 was anything but a fucking hallway, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe they just felt like it was a step back at that point. I don't know.
Maybe. But 12 was also like an MMO.
And there was no towns. To me, RPG towns
there
were
were no
extremely...
towns.
Like, speaking of tangents, let's go on it, man. Let's go for
Do
a ride.
it.
RPG towns are extremely important. It's where you get side quests. It's where you break up the gameplay loop. It's where you can find mini games and talk to the people in town and get hints about finding treasure, or, it's where they get the chance to actually show you what else they can do in that vertical slice aside from battles. But that's what Final Fantasy 13 was. It was hallways, battles, shitty story, hallways, battles. That was your gameplay loop for the longest.
The funny thing about it, though, is that the story justifies them not being in towns. Yeah. Because they're l'Cie. And nobody wants l'Cie fucking around. You're like, you're l'Cie, get the fuck away from me.
You were in a town in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and you were a fugitive in that as well. They put a hoodie on that big titty sword girl, and they just went in. So, I'm just saying.
Hey. We can go back and forth.
That game was so horny, dude. We've talked about it on the show before, but Xenoblade Chronicles
you haven't beaten it, have you?
No.
Okay.
I did get further.
It's so good, though. Like, by the end of it, it's like really good.
Sure. I'll take your word for it.
I liked it. I like that game, man.
I'm not saying it's not. I just get bored. I mean, I did get a lot further the last time I tried. I don't know how to explain it.
What they need to do is update the battle system for that game, because it's fucking boring.
Yeah. That's what it is, isn't it? The battle system's boring as shit.
It's just like, it's literally like they auto do everything and you get to make an input every once in a while.
Yeah. And I still don't even quite, after going through the beginning 10 hours or more, I think last time I got maybe 20 hours in, I still don't quite understand what the hell I was doing.
Oh, I've said this before. It took me like 50 fucking hours to fully understand what was going on in the game.
It's just too long.
I was like, oh, that's how you do a burst art.
I think it's a good game if you don't have access to other video games.
It helps that you can carry it around with you on the go, though.
I guess. Because even then, a game that complicated, like, to me on the go, I want something that I don't have to, like, pull out a fucking
thesaurus.
Yeah, exactly. A thesaurus and a calculus book along with it, some fucking Cliff's Notes.